All right, well, welcome everybody. Today I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of an introduction to Microsoft Teams. So in this video, we're going to cover an overview of Teams and channels. We're going to talk about conversations in channels and best practice tips for that, how to run and schedule Teams meetings, how to use the chat function in Teams, and working with files and documents in Teams as well. So within Microsoft Teams, you have two levels of segmentation. You have your teams, and then your teams are made up of your channels. And every team automatically comes with this general channel that I'm in now. So how you choose to structure your teams and channels will entirely depend on your organization. So one of the most common ways is to have teams for different departments in your organization. So if you have a marketing department, you might have a marketing team. And then within that marketing team, you might have a channel for content marketing for your, for your content marketing team, if you have one, as an example. So it'll entirely depend on your organization. So to create a team, you just go down here and click Create a Team, then click again. Usually you'll click to build a team from scratch, select private or public. Public is only visible to people in your organization. And then name your team and click Create. I won't do that in this demonstration. So let's discard that. And then if you want to create a channel within a team, that's really easy. You just hover over these three dots and select Add Channel. Let's call this SEO marketing. And then you have different privacy options. Your standard privacy is accessible to everyone who's a member of that team, or you can have private channels, which are only accessible to specific people within that team. So for this, we'll keep it on standard, select Add, and that will add the channel which you can now see here. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is having conversations within channels. So you can start a new conversation in this text box at the bottom. And this is a great way of having group conversations. So if I want to notify everyone, say in this team, I can simply hit the @ symbol and then start typing the name of the team and click it. And if I want to edit that name, I can just use the backspace. So I can just say marketing, and then I might say marketing team. This is how you notify everyone. And when I send that out, everyone who is a member of that team will get a little notification for that message. So another really important tip when having conversations in channels is don't mistake starting a new conversation for replying to an existing conversation. So what I see a lot of people doing is they get this message, they want to reply to this conversation, so they start typing in this text box at the bottom. You don't want to do that because that'll start a whole new conversation thread. What you want to do is click this little reply button here and then start typing your reply and hit send. So that's conversations. So the next thing I want to talk with you guys about is how to schedule meetings in Teams. So if you go to your little calendar here, it's important to note your Teams calendar is synced to your Outlook calendar. So if you want to schedule a new meeting, you just hit the drop down here on the top right hand corner and hit schedule meeting. So let's start. Type in the name of that meeting, type in the required attendees, put the meeting time, and click which channel you want to add this to. So in this case, let's add it to that new SEO marketing channel that I created. And let's click send. That'll take a little bit of time, but that will create that meeting just here in your Teams calendar, and then again it'll be visible from your Outlook calendar as well. And if you go into the team channel, you will see Luke Ivanovic has scheduled a meeting. So the next thing I want to talk with you guys about is the chat function in Teams. So if we click chat on the left-hand menu here, this is really intuitive if you've used any sort of chat app WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger before, you'll be able to figure this out pretty quick. This is where you have your water cooler conversations, you have your one-on-one, primarily one-on-one conversations where you have a question that you need a real quick answer to. You can quickly just go over here, message someone, or start a quick audio or video call, which you'll be using a lot if you work remotely. So to start an audio call, you just click this little button on the top right-hand corner here, or you can start a video call, and that will just call the person. You can also have group chats. So if you want to start a group chat, just click add people in the top right-hand corner here, start typing their name, and then select add. And it's important to note that they won't then have access to your pre-existing conversation. It'll start an entirely new conversation. So that's the chat function in Teams. And I'm also going to mention real quickly your availability status. This is something that you'll use a lot using Teams, particularly if you're working remotely. And to change your availability status, just click your user icon here, hover over I'm on available right now, it's my status, and you can toggle between these different settings: busy, do not disturb, be right back, appear away. And if you select do not disturb, that'll limit the notifications that you receive. And the last thing I want to touch on with you guys is working on and creating new documents in Teams. So within every Teams channel, you'll notice that there's this Files tab. So if we go to this Files tab, there's nothing in here at the moment, but here's where you can drag and drop, upload documents. You can create your folder structures. Just hit New and click Folder here. And you'll notice that you can also create your documents using your different Office 365 apps, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote, directly within Teams, so you don't have to leave this interface. So if I want to create a Word document, just select Word document, name it, click Create, and that'll create your Word document, which you can now edit directly within Teams, and you have full editing capabilities the same way you would using your desktop app or editing in the browser. So if we close that, you'll see that I've created this document here. So it's very easy to co-author, collaborate on documents directly within Teams. So it's a central collaborative hub. So that was really brief, but that's what I want to cover with you guys today. If you want more in-depth knowledge about Teams functionality, how it can be used to facilitate remote working, we have a webinar that I've done that you'll find on the blog on the McTish website, or if you're on the Teams Guide webpage, which you probably are if you're listening to this, then you should just be able to scroll down and it'll be there. If you want actual training for yourself or your organization in Microsoft Teams, we do have 90-minute training. It's delivered completely remotely and online, and it covers everything you need to know to set up Teams, work from home using Teams, effectively manage meetings. So I'd highly recommend that training for everyone. Otherwise, thank you all very much for watching. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you guys possibly in another video or webinar.